As of the time that we were trying to see if we could change the narrative, not mine, the gentleman comes and he hits us harder with the fact that he is the authority. He is the guy who controls. And once again, he's controlling the theft like it is nobody's business. Now, I saw this. I decided to go through, listen to all the songs in there. And I noticed that, hey, 5 songs. There is the African Dancehall. There is the multi-talented freestyle. There is the Sledge. There is the 45 caliber. And there is the Playboy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching me and you've not paid attention to these 5 songs released just in a day for you and I, our dance hall taste to be filled, just go online, go to YouTube especially, and start soaking, start sampling this song.
Ride or drive with Shaxi. Download the Shaxi ride-hailing app and sign up as a driver or rider. Get Shaxi today from the Google Play and Apple App Store today.
Well, so for some range reasons and for some funny reasons, looks like for the past days here in Ghana, many people have taken their interest in dancehall to the next level. I don't know what happened because I know at a point in Ghana, everybody was like Afrobeat, Afrobeat, Afrobeat. They didn't want to hear any other thing apart from Afrobeat. Therefore, if you were a musician and at that time you did not do anything in the name of Afrobeat, you were not counted among those who were in vogue. And this is fact. Nobody can deny, nobody can argue this. This is factual. So many people moved and started doing the Afrobeat thing because at that time, food was important. We wanted to eat. In fact, I even said that if it is the main thing, if it is what is being marketed easily, then what are you waiting for? Switch and survive, because at the end of the day, whatever we are doing, survival first. So if you are not surviving, then what else? Many did. Yet, some few people stayed true to their calling. And I can single out someone like Shatta Wale, who decided to be his dancehall artist, but decided to give the people what was also in vogue. It is because of that reason he gave an album called Connect. At the time, yeah, everybody was Afrobeat, Afrobeat. I said, well, I am versatile. I'm able to do it. So if it has come to that level, let me just package one for you, to show you that, oh, I can do it. Now, when I'm done with you, I go back to my calling or my true self. And indeed, he gave the world the Connect album. It is one of my favorite albums from Shatta Wale. Of course, I enjoy that as well. Anytime I want to take life more cooler, more softer, more calmer, one of the albums that I'm likely to listen to is the Connect album. Thanks to people like Bankole in Nigeria and some producers and writers from Nigeria, Techno, and all them people, Basil, and a good number of them from Nigeria. Together, they produced a masterpiece in the name of the Connect album. Now, like I said, to Shatta Wale, he saw it as a passing through something. He was not going to be there for long. He saw it as a passing through. He passed through, collected whatever he was going to collect, and he came back to his true self, which is the dancehall thing. Of course, mixed with his style of doing things. That is the Shatta music. Because of someone like Vybz Kartel, has come back into the music industry, especially after his prison term or jail term. We have seen the resurgence of dancehall music globally again. Now, the gentleman has been everywhere around the globe performing. And not just performing, but performing to huge crowds. Thousands of audiences everywhere he goes to. In fact, his Freedom Street tour or his Freedom Street concerts, they are still blazing the world hot. We have been seeing his back-to-back shows in America. He goes to the Caribbeans. Now I hear he has an Europe tour, which is coming up as well. So indeed, his resurgence into the music industry has brought some verve and some energy into the dancehall music industry. And again, when Shatta Wale went to support him in Jamaica for his Freedom Street concert, that was when Vybz Kartel put that crown and title on the head of Shatta Wale and said, "You see this guy here? He is the real African dancehall king. My brother from Africa, he is the guy." On that day, like Jesus said in the Bible, it was finished. In fact, Jesus said it is finished. Everything was done. Because the global name in dancehall has recognized the guy who occupies a space in Africa also doing dancehall. And he placed the trophy on his head, or the crown on his head. Shatta Wale calmly and humbly went down on one of his knees and took it. That blessing, you cannot take it easily. That blessing, you cannot erase it easily. That blessing is something that would take years for some people to get. As a matter of fact, when all these things were happening, many Ghanaians were looking on. I remember at the time, there were some people who were even online saying, "Hey, how can Shatta Wale, who is the king of our dance hall here in our country, go elsewhere and he'll be seen bowing to another human being?" There were people who read unnecessary meanings into it, but the gentleman knew exactly what he was doing and what he was trying to drive at. Steadily, he maintained that title. Steadily, he continued to push. He released an album called Mali Album. Mali Album from A to Z. Typical and pure dancehall vibes or sounds. If you have not listened to it, you can also go listen to it. It is an album that I enjoy whenever I want to feel like a real youth. When I want to feel like a real Jamaican youth, I go into the Mali album and I listen to beautiful songs like "I Did My Time" and all those things. You can't miss it if you've not paid attention to the Mali album. I'm just telling you, just go spend some time. Mali album, you would enjoy it. Of course, out of that, we have also seen a beautiful Mali on the side. That is for another conversation, for another day. Now, still keeping the crown and making sure he enters spaces with a dancehall thing, the African dancehall king Shatta Wale has planned to deliver another reggae dancehall album, which is called the African King album. The album, which is yet to drop this year, already has started giving some people headache. I can tell you, the album which is yet to drop, coupled with all the endorsement, the recognition here and there, I'm sure that started giving people headache. Now, there is something about Ghana that sometimes you want to know whether it is pettiness, whether it is enviness, whether it is hatred, or whatever. You are not too sure what exactly, because they always package it nicely. So you are not able to place it here or place it there. Because it is always in between. Are they being envious? Are they being petty? Are they hating? What is it exactly? We were in Ghana when all of a sudden, something that has not been on Apple Music for a longer time happened. Apple Music actually gave a category called African Dancehall. And this was after Vybz Kartel had crowned Shatta Wale on that world stage. It did not end there. Vybz Kartel went on to so many internationally recognized media platforms, both podcast, traditional media, radio, TV, here and there. On such platforms, anytime he is talking about the influence of dancehall, he talks about Africa. And in Africa, all his references have been on one person called Shatta Wale. He talks about, oh, you go to Africa, yeah, my boy there, Shatta Wale, he's killing it. And that is how he has been pushing this. it was out of this pressure that was mounted on Apple Music. And they said, oh, if Vibes can tell who is the dawn of dancehall, after bringing that energy, the verve and the vivacity into dancehall again, if he is recognizing something called African dancehall, then what are we waiting for? We have to be smart before Mark and Spotify and the rest of the people would come over to take it. Let's be smart. Let's give a special category for dancehall music from Africa. And they started a category called African dancehall. Once again, in doing that, they did not just leave it there. They made sure it was led by a name that is originally from Ghana, Shatta Wale, and again, who has cemented his position as the real guy controlling dancehall in Africa. So you go to African dancehall category or section on Apple Music, and what you find will be amazing to you. More of Shatta Wale's songs, more of Shatta Wale's images, more of Shatta Wale's collections, both albums and singles. Interesting times indeed. It did not end there, because now the whole world, if you want to understand or if you want to know a song, if you want to get sources of songs and all that, everybody is using the Shazam app, which is being used by all these music platforms, including Apple Music. Shazam also saw the need to register that particular point in there. And therefore, they also captured African dancehall. And once again, credit was given to Shatta Wale. Yes, Shazam saw the need to give that credit to Shatta Wale, and they did beautifully. Everybody seems to be enjoying the energy. But it looks like Ghanaians have another agenda. And that is why I'm saying, I don't know whether it is envy, whether it is pettiness, whether it is hatred, or however you'd want to consider this. I'm not too sure which one. But one thing is for real. In Ghana, when people see, oh, you've worked, this is the time for your recognition, they won't take other means to make it look funny. But, bro, Africa is Africa, no matter how you look at it. Whether you change the African slang to another meaning, it is still Africa. You know, when it comes to languages, people play with languages, people play with slangs, people play with street codes, street terms and all, which is acceptable. But no matter what you do, originality is key. It is one. It is Africa. And Africa can be said anywhere to be any other thing, apart from the fact that you cannot change Africa from Africa, whether it is Afro or wherever. It is Africa. All of a sudden, some conversation here and there. And Shatta Wale, being a smart guy who knows who he is, what he stands for, and the fact that he has the energy to control, decided to cement his authority. Okay, since you guys are having conversations, now let me bring in here and make sure that I let you guys know I am still in charge. For some days, I see Samini putting out tweets here and there, talking about the fact that, oh, when it comes to African dancehall, he has been mentioning it, he has been saying it here and there. But I ask myself, well, between Samini and Shatta Wale, we understand their story. We understand their story to mean that Samini got into mainstream before Shatta Wale. No two ways about that. Samini got that upper hand then before Shatta Wale. So even then, if two of them, they are all projecting a thing, or if two of them, they have an interest in something and they want to be seen for that, at that time, only one person will get that particular attention, because he had mainstream. He had his songs banging. His name was bigger and all. And that has been one of the issues in Ghana. In Ghana, because we all are slow in doing research, the things that come to us easily, we take them hook, line, and sinker. We don't even want to reason. We don't even want to think, because we want to just consume it and sleep. Yeah, break. It's when I buy. Let me take it and drink. Maybe if you had taken your time to do some research, you could have turned that water into wine or something. But no, Charlie, water came. We are good. At that time, Shatta Wale was still championing the agenda of African dancehall. Of course, his voice was not loud like it is now. Of course, he wasn't into mainstream to be heard easily like now it is easy to hear him. Of course, it wasn't that cheap to get the attention of some people who were not seeing you as their focus. But I know some of us who have been following Shatta Wale, writing stories about him when he was not even out, doing interviews with him then. We know how then he was still projecting the African dancehall thingy. Yes, at that time he could shout, but how much or how far could his voice go? Since he was not the main deal then. Somebody else was, in this case, Samini. So definitely, when it happens like that. But this is what it means. He remained true to the culture. He did not go here, he did not live here. He remained true to it in good times and in bad times. Raising out of the blue, he gave Ghanaians a big sound. Dance hawking, poof, and it was everywhere. That was the reawakening. That was when the authority was given to him that, okay, there is it, stamp it, panyai. So if from then he has been staying true, he did not move anywhere, he did not shift attention or focus to anywhere, he still maintained the African dance hawking thing, who are we to start trying to change history and for whose interest? Who are we to start changing what many recognized platforms, in fact, trusted and respected platforms, have realized that, oh, indeed, this is the guy, African dancehall. He is the face of it. No argument. Let's give it to him. So what are we saying? Last night, myself, Chemo, and Roland, whilst we were also trying to play around the debate, we decided to do some cool search on some of these search engines. And it was interesting. Everything African dancehall, no name came closer to Shatta Wale's name. Of course, there will be supporting names, but none came closer to Shatta Wale's name, including the fact that when you ask for graphics for some of these things to be shown to you, GPT and other GPT and other search platforms, they will tell you, oh, this is simple. This is simple. It is Shatta Wale and nobody else. Now, all of a sudden, where is this agenda coming from? Well, this is why Shatta, I'm sure, upon reflecting on what is happening, decided to say, well, because I control it, I can manipulate it any day. I can do whatever I want to do with it any day. I can just say yes and it is yes. I can say no and it is no. Now he's giving us some back-to-back songs. In fact, the whole of yesterday, we were doing some rounds here and there, some meetings here and there. So I didn't know this was the agenda he had. Only in the night for me to wake up and I saw releases back to back. And he made this post on his Facebook timeline. Before we even go into it, let's listen. He says, promised I was going to drop some songs before the African King album. Remember, the African King album is still in the cooking. It's in the kitchen, going hard. You can go on my YouTube to enjoy some positive hardcore dancehall vibes to quench your thirst. Hashtag ADK. ADK simply means African Dancehall King. Shatta Movement, SM, Shagzy, and Gaza. Of course, Gaza represents World Dancehall. And African Dancehall, Shatta Wale is in charge. This has gotten the people more migraine because they are asking, hey, as of the time that we were trying to see if we could change the narrative, not mine, the gentleman comes and he hits us harder with the fact that he is the authority. He is the guy who controls. And once again, he's controlling the theft like it is nobody's business. Now, I saw this. I decided to go through, listen to all the songs in there. And I noticed that, hey, 5 songs. There is the African Dance Hall. There is the multi-talented freestyle. There is the Spledge. There is the 45 caliber. And there is the Playboy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching me and you've not paid attention to these 5 songs released just in a day for you and I, our dance hall taste to be filled, just go online, go to YouTube especially, and start soaking, start sampling this song, start having the energy, because the energy is dancehall. The energy is African dancehall. Let nobody change it with any semantics, because I've tried reading around here and there about African dancehall, about Afro dancehall, and say, these are just semantics. Like, they are not saying anything. They are, because Africa is Africa. You can only slang it to say Afro, which is the slang of Africa. But apart from that, Africa is Africa. So if somebody is writing anything anywhere, the person can decide to use the slang. And it is Africa the person is talking about. That one that has been recognized by Apple Music, Shazam, and these credible music distribution platforms globally. I wonder what the agenda is. I wonder what the interest is. Of course, when it happens like that, you should understand people will come in with their affiliations, people will come in with their support systems for others that they consider weak. Because when they see you are stronger, they think you can survive on your own. So those who are weak or those who are weaker, let's go support them. That is how interesting it is. So this morning, I also decided to share more of the songs that are cementing the fact that there is only one African dancehall king in Ghana. And there is none. Like, there is none. The person who brought that attention, recognition onto African dancehall is just one. In this case, his name is Shatta Wale. Only one name. His name is Shatta Wale. Then I shared this information. Then I said, Shatta Wale cements his throne as the undisputed king of African dancehall. Drops fire tracks back to back. Now, the real originator, the game changer, the unstoppable force of African dancehall, Shatta Wale has done it again, proving why he reigns supreme. While others try, Shatta dominates, dropping not one, not two, but multiple bangers in a single day. Now the songs. African dancehall, multi-talented freestyle, Sledge, 45 caliber, Playboy. These aren't just songs. They are a statement. A reminder that when it comes to authentic, hard-hitting dancehall, there is only one king. The rulers don't struggle. They execute. And Shatta Wale, he doesn't just execute, he owns the game. African dancehall doesn't just leave it. Oh no, let me read it for. African dancehall doesn't just live. It thrives in Shatta Wale's hands. Turn up now on Shatta Wale's YouTube channel or miss out on history. Of course, I'm trying to put out a statement that confirms the authority, that confirms the authenticity, that confirms the reign of the African dancehall thing right here in Ghana, and the fact that Shatta Wale has been controlling affairs. This, if you don't understand, I don't know what you would understand again. Never be deceived, never be misled by all the politics happening here. Don't be moved by all the campaigns here and there. Don't be moved by all these philosophies people are trying to preach. It is just one, the African dancehall thing. It's a movement or it's a culture that has been accepted by official platforms, gazetted, making sure that when Africa is recognized in the era or in the area of dancehall, our first attention should go to Ghana, a certain Shatta Wale. Then we can start looking at other people from other countries as well. Of course, when you go to the Eastern Africa, there are also lovers of dancehall, like the Zimbabweans, the Zambians, the Ugandans, the Kenyans, and other places or platforms. They really also love dancehall. So that is normal. That is to be accepted. But for now, ignore all the threats, ignore all the propaganda here and there, ignore all the misinformation, and pay attention. Like someone will say, focus, focus, focus. I think who was saying that? Kelvin Taylor, right? He was saying, focus, focus, don't be moved, don't be deceived. There is only one African dancehall thing that has been recognized from Ghana, courtesy Shatta Wale. We just have to give him the crown. And we don't have to stress about this. Indeed, in your conversations, in your write-ups, in all your search, remember, there is one African dancehall genre which was made firm right here in Ghana by Shatta Wale. Is there any argument? Is there any debate? I'm not sure there is none. It is okay for some people to compete to unseat others. That is life. In fact, it is life. Life is like my name, Atuobi. That is my like real name, Atuobi. We always take somebody off their position. Uh-huh. It is in my name, and I live with it, or I live it. Atuobi. Life is like that. Someone wants to kick off somebody. So it is fair for someone to try to kick off someone. But when you are original, you are original. When you are the guy, you are the guy. No amount of semantics, no amount of English, no amount of grammar can change it. It is one. It is African dancehall and nothing else. Shatta Wale being the torchbearer and making sure it happens like that. Therefore, you have to just pay attention and continue to spread the message. My name is Sammy Flex. What do you have to do after watching this? Go online. As a matter of fact, I think I'm loving two of the new songs more. I'm loving Spledge and I'm loving the other one. What is it called? I'm coming. I'm loving two. And Playboy. Yes, I'm loving Spledge and I'm loving Playboy more. So what are you waiting for? Go and listen to these 5 songs and come comment your favorite here. Which one are you also loving? The one you love. Let the world also share in it, because music is for the soul. You don't have to eat it or consume it alone. Share with others. My name is Sammy Flex. This has been the editorial right here on Sammy Flex TV with my team, Theophilus the Gosh Desert, Sam Tuga, and to you, remember to subscribe to us and let's read your commentaries. We need them to be part of what we also enjoy when we are in our idle moments. Sammy Flex TV still remains Ghana's showbiz channel. I see you when I see you. We're out of here. Bye-bye.
Everybody check now. Check it. Fa check it. Fa check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it, check it. Fa check it, check it. Fa check it, fa check it, check it, check it. Green select glucometer, check it, fa check it, check it, check it. Push sugar level, fa check it, fa check it, check it, check it. Fa check it, fa check it, check it, check it. Green select glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.